Did you know that the key to turning life's biggest challenges into your greatest opportunities was discovered over 2,000 years ago? Imagine navigating through life's storms with an unshakable inner peace. It might sound like a fantasy, but it's entirely achievable. This isn't some mystical superpower. It's Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that's as relevant today as it was in the bustling marketplaces and grand halls of ancient Rome and Greece. Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond. In a world where uncertainty is constant, these teachings can be the steady anchor we all need. Stoicism is not just about lofty thoughts, but practical action. About living a life of purpose, resilience, and joy, regardless of circumstances. It doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, but understanding and channeling them to lead a more enriched life. Whether you're grappling with stress, facing tough times, or simply seeking more happiness in your daily routine, you're in the right place. Today, we will delve into the core principles of Stoicism, uncovering timeless wisdom that can transform your mindset and your life. Welcome to Stoic Quotes 365. If you're ready for a transformative journey, make sure to subscribe, share, and hit that like button. Stay with me till the end, because every minute of this video is a step towards mastering the Stoic principles and lead to profound life changes. Number 1. Focusing on what's in your control. Have you ever found yourself stuck in traffic, fuming over the delay, or scrolling through your phone only to get upset over a negative comment? It happens to the best of us. But here's a game-changing perspective from Stoicism. Focus on what's in your control. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Traffic, bad weather, negative comments, these are all outside our control. We can't change them, but we can change how we react. Carl Jung echoed this idea. "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." This aligns with Stoic practice, which emphasizes control over our reactions, thoughts, and actions. Imagine you're in that traffic jam, late for a meeting. You can stew in anger, honking your horn, but that won't make the cars move faster. Or you can take a deep breath, accept the situation, and use the time to listen to a podcast or enjoy some music. The traffic hasn't changed, but your response has, reducing stress and improving your day. This Stoic principle extends beyond traffic. It applies to personal goals, reactions to others, and life obstacles. Marcus Aurelius reminds us you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Consider a work scenario where you receive unexpected criticism. Initially, you might feel defensive, but applying Stoic principles, you pause and reflect. Is the criticism within your control? No. Is your reaction? Yes. You can choose to take the feedback constructively, use it to improve, and grow from the experience. Or imagine bad weather ruins your picnic plan. Instead of lamenting, a Stoic mindset encourages adaptation. Have a cozy indoor picnic or watch a movie. The weather is beyond your control, but how you spend your time isn't. This mindset also transforms personal relationships. If a friend makes an insensitive remark, instead of reacting with hurt, consider whether their words are within your control. Probably not, but your response is. Address it calmly, express your feelings, and seek understanding, preserving the relationship and maintaining your peace. Focusing on what's in our control helps us navigate life's uncertainties with a calmer attitude. It's about letting go of what we cannot change and focusing on what we can influence. This shift in perspective can significantly impact our stress and happiness. It's not always easy, but it's worth practicing daily. Remember, it's about progress, not perfection. As we focus more on what's in our control, we'll find ourselves not just surviving challenges, but thriving despite them. Next time you find yourself getting worked up over something outside your control, remember these Stoic words. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If it's not, let it go. Focus on your reaction, your mindset, and your actions. This simple yet powerful shift can transform your daily life, bringing you closer to the tranquility and resilience that Stoicism promises. Number 2, embracing obstacles as opportunities. Stoicism teaches us the art of embracing obstacles as opportunities. Sounds counterintuitive, right? Most of us view obstacles as barriers to our success and happiness. But Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus flip this narrative on its head. They tell us that when life throws you a curveball, instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What can I learn?" This shift in perspective is a game changer. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every obstacle, no matter how daunting, tests our resilience and teaches us valuable lessons. It's about finding the silver lining in tough situations and using it to fuel our growth. This isn't just ancient wisdom. Modern thinkers like Carl Jung echo this sentiment. Jung said, "What you resist persists." By fighting against obstacles, we give them more power. By accepting and learning from them, we can overcome them. Let's make this practical. Say you're facing rejection from job applications. It's easy to spiral into self-pity and doubt. But what if you viewed each rejection as feedback? Perhaps there's a skill you need to improve or a new strategy for your job search. This shift in perspective can turn a series of rejections into a path for professional development. Instead of seeing each rejection as a personal failure, see it as a stepping stone to refining your approach and honing your skills. Consider personal conflict. They're uncomfortable and stressful, but offer a chance to practice patience, empathy, and communication skill. Every disagreement is an opportunity to understand different viewpoints and refine our conflict resolution abilities. For instance, a heated argument with a friend can be seen as a chance to strengthen the relationship by addressing underlying issues and improving mutual understanding. The essence of embracing obstacles as opportunities lies in asking ourselves, what can this situation teach me? Instead of being passive victims of circumstance, we become active learners and problem solvers. This doesn't mean that facing obstacles becomes easy, but it does mean that we approach them with a mindset geared towards growth and learning. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is the heart of Stoicism. It's about seeing beyond the immediate pain or frustration of an obstacle and finding the lessons and opportunities it presents. For example, if you're dealing with a financial setback, instead of dwelling on the loss, consider it an opportunity to reassess your financial habits and develop better money management skills. When faced with a challenge, big or small, try to pause and reframe it. Ask yourself what you can learn from the situation and how it can make you stronger and wiser. Remember, obstacles aren't just hurdles to overcome. They're opportunities to grow. By adopting the Stoic mindset, we can navigate life's ups and downs with more grace, resilience, and wisdom. In summary, embracing obstacles as opportunities allows us to transform our challenges into valuable life lessons. This Stoic approach not only helps us endure difficulties, but also equips us with the resilience and insight needed to thrive. By seeing obstacles as chances for growth, we turn every setback into a stepping stone towards a more fulfilled and enlightened life. Number 3. Living in the present moment. We hear it all the time, live in the now. But what does that really mean? And why is it so important? Living in the present moment is about fully embracing and experiencing where you are right now, without letting your mind wander off to the worries of tomorrow or the regrets of yesterday. It's about realizing that life, with all its beauty, challenges, and surprises, happens in the now. This concept is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, echoed by great minds like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, and reiterated by modern psychologists and thinkers. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Do not dwell on the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment." He understood that living in the present grounds us, clears our minds of distractions, and allows us to appreciate the richness of life as it unfolds. But why is it so hard to stay present? Our minds are often cluttered with thoughts and worries about the future or regrets about the past. This constant mental noise pulls us away from the beauty and potential of the here and now. Consider the wisdom of Carl Jung. The least of things with a meaning is worth more in life than the greatest of things without it. Living in the present moment gives meaning to small everyday experiences, enriching our lives beyond measure. Aristotle also emphasized the importance of being mindful of the present to achieve eudaimonia, a state of happiness, health, and prosperity. He believed that by focusing on the here and now, we could live a virtuous life. making the most of our human experience. So how can we practice living in the present? It starts with mindfulness, the art of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. For example, when you eat, savor each bite, noticing the flavors and textures. When you walk, feel the ground beneath your feet, listen to the sounds around you, and observe your surrounding. When someone is speaking to you, listen actively instead of planning your response. These simple acts of mindfulness bring us back to the present, making our lives richer and more meaningful. Seneca offered this wisdom: true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. He understood that anxiety about the future or the past only serves to diminish our happiness in the present. Living in the present isn't about ignoring the future or forgetting the past. It's about finding a balance where we learn from our past and plan for our future without letting those activities consume our present. Imagine you're at a family gathering. Instead of worrying about work tomorrow or regretting past conflicts, focus on the joy of being with loved ones. Engage in conversations, laugh, and create memories. This conscious effort to be present enriches your experience and deepens your connection. Every moment is an opportunity to reset and refocus on the now. For instance, during a stressful workday, take a few minutes to breathe deeply and center yourself. Notice the immediate environment, perhaps the warmth of the sun through the window or the sound of birds outside. This practice can reduce stress and improve your overall well-being. In summary, living in the present means fully engaging with each moment as it comes. It's in the present that we live, love, and make memories. By cherishing the now, we find peace and contentment. Let's make a conscious effort to be more present in our lives. Remember, this moment right here is where life truly happens. Number 4, building self-discipline. I know the word self-discipline might bring to mind images of rigid schedules and a life devoid of fun, but let's reshape that picture together. Self-discipline is not about restricting your life. It's about empowering yourself to make choices that align with your deepest values and long-term aspiration. It's choosing what's right for you, not what's easy in the moment. At its core, building self-discipline is about mastery over ourselves. It's about saying yes to things that serve us and no to things that don't, even when it's tough. Think about it. Whether it's sticking to a workout routine, saving money instead of impulse buying, or turning off Netflix to focus on a project, these choices might not deliver instant gratification, but they pave the way for long-term satisfaction and success. Stoic philosophy has a lot to say about self-discipline. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This powerful statement highlights the essence of self-discipline. It's about controlling our impulses, emotions, and actions, despite the external temptations and distractions that life throws our way. Seneca offers wisdom on the subject too. He advises us to be steadfast and control our desires rather than being controlled by them. He understood that true freedom comes from within, from our ability to govern ourselves and our appetite. For instance, imagine you're trying to quit smoking. The urge to smoke is strong, but by exercising self-discipline, you resist the temptation and focus on the long-term benefits of quitting. But why is self-discipline so critical? Aristotle, the ancient Greek philosopher, sheds light on this. He believed that we achieve excellence and virtue through habit. By practicing self-discipline, we cultivate habits that lead us toward our best selves. It's not about occasional acts of willpower, but about consistently making choices that reflect our values and goals. Building self-discipline also ties into modern psychological understanding. Carl Jung, a pioneer in psychology, emphasized the importance of integrating all aspects of our personality to live fully. This integration requires self-discipline, as we must navigate the desires of different parts of our psyche, choosing paths that contribute to our overall well-being and growth. So how can we build self-discipline in our daily lives? Start small. Pick one area you want to improve, whether it's your diet, exercise routine, or spending habit. Set clear, achievable goals. Take it one day at a time. For example, if you want to improve your diet, start by incorporating one healthy meal a day and gradually increase it. Remember, every time you make a choice that aligns with your goals, you're building the muscle of self-discipline. Epictetus reminds us, no great thing is created suddenly. Self-discipline is built through small, consistent actions. It's about progress, not perfection. Every day presents new opportunities to practice self-discipline, to choose actions that move us closer to who we want to be. Consider the example of someone training for a marathon. Each run, no matter how short, contributes to their overall goal. Even on days when motivation is low, the discipline to lace up and go for a run brings them closer to their achievement. Similarly, in our lives, each small act of discipline builds towards our larger aspiration. Building self-discipline is a journey. It's about finding a balance between what we want now and what we want most. It's about making choices that might be hard in the moment, but will bring us closer to our goals, happiness, and peace in the long run. So let's commit to this journey together, supporting one another in choosing what's right, not what's easy. Remember, in the realm of self-discipline lies the path to achieving our dreams and living a life we truly love. By embracing self-discipline, we empower ourselves to live intentionally and with purpose, crafting a life that aligns with our deepest values and aspirations. Number 5, developing emotional resilience. When life throws its curveballs, we all experience a whirlwind of emotions. Feeling angry, sad, or frustrated is a natural part of being human. But here's the key. It's not just about the emotions we feel, it's about how we handle them. That's where the magic of emotional resilience comes in. Emotional resilience is like a superpower that allows us to navigate through life's storms with grace and come out stronger on the other side. It's about acknowledging our emotions, understanding them, and then taking positive steps to move forward, rather than being swept away by the tide of our feelings. The Stoics had a lot to say about this. Marcus Aurelius, for example, reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This profound insight touches the essence of emotional resilience. It's about recognizing that while we might not have control over what happens to us, we have control over how we respond. Our emotions don't have to control our actions. Seneca offers wisdom on facing adversity without losing our composure. He teaches that life's hardships are tests of our character and resilience. By facing our feelings with understanding and patience, we can grow wiser and more robust. Imagine facing a sudden job loss. The initial reaction might be panic and despair. By practicing emotional resilience, you acknowledge these feelings, reflect on your next steps, and gradually move towards finding new opportunities. Developing emotional resilience starts with self-awareness. Being mindful of our emotions and reactions helps us understand ourselves better. It's okay to feel what we're feeling, but instead of reacting impulsively, we can choose to respond in a way that aligns with our values and long-term well-being. For instance, if you feel anger rising during a disagreement, pausing to take deep breaths and reflect before responding can prevent escalation and promote a constructive dialogue. Aristotle spoke about the golden mean, finding the balance between excess and deficiency. This concept applies beautifully to emotional resilience. It's about finding a balanced response to our emotions, not suppressing them or letting them overpower us. Carl Jung, pioneer in psychology, emphasized the importance of integrating all aspects of our psyche to achieve wholeness. Part of this process involves confronting our emotions, understanding them, and learning from them. This is at the heart of developing emotional resilience. So what can you do when you're in the grip of strong emotions? First, give yourself permission to feel. Acknowledge your emotions without judgment. Then take a step back and try to understand what triggered these feelings. This reflection can provide valuable insights into your emotional patterns and triggers. For example, if you often feel anxious before public speaking, recognizing this pattern can lead you to prepare more thoroughly and practice relaxation techniques. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is a powerful reminder that our reactions to our emotions can shape our experiences. Instead of being reactive, we can choose to respond in a way that is constructive and healing. Developing emotional resilience involves practicing mindfulness, self-reflection, and patience. It's about building a toolkit of coping strategies, journaling, talking to a trusted friend, or practicing relaxation techniques. Most importantly, it's about treating yourself with kindness and compassion as you navigate through your emotions. Emotional resilience is not about never feeling negative emotions. It's about learning to ride the waves of those emotions with grace and coming out on the other side stronger and more self-aware. For example, after a difficult breakup, practicing self-care and seeking support can help you process the pain and emerge with greater emotional strength. By developing emotional resilience, we empower ourselves to face life's challenges with courage and poise. Let's embrace this journey together, supporting each other in becoming more emotionally resilient and ultimately living a more fulfilling life. Through this, we can navigate life's ups and downs with a steadier heart and a clearer mind, turning every challenge into a stepping stone towards greater wisdom and inner strength. Number 6. Memento mori. Remember you will die. The Stoics, including great minds like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, use the concept of memento mori not to create fear, but to inspire a deeper appreciation for every moment. They believe that by keeping the inevitability of death in mind, we would live more fully, consciously, and with gratitude for the present. Marcus Aurelius, in his meditations, often reflected on the transience of life, encouraging us to live in a way that's true to our values and to make the most of the time we're given. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think, he wrote. This isn't about being morose. It's a call to action, a reminder to focus on what truly matters, to let go of petty concerns, and to live with purpose and integrity. Seneca too spoke about the shortness of life, urging us not to waste time on trivialities, but to focus on creating a meaningful existence. He believed that being mindful of death encourages us to live more wisely and to cherish our relationships and experiences. Imagine you're putting off a visit to an old friend. Seneca's wisdom would urge you to seize the moment, recognizing the fleeting nature of time and the importance of nurturing meaningful connections. Epictetus emphasized the importance of focusing on the present and making the best use of our time. By remembering that we won't live forever, we're more likely to live ethically and to appreciate the beauty and richness of life. For instance, instead of delaying a passion project or hobby, Epictetus would encourage you to start now, making the most of the present rather than waiting for a perfect but uncertain future. Incorporating memento mori into our lives doesn't have to feel like a dark cloud hanging over us. It starts with shifting our perspective. Instead of seeing the awareness of death as something fearful, we can view it as a powerful motivator to live our lives to the fullest. It's about embracing the present, not postponing our dreams or happiness for some undefined future that's not guaranteed. Think about the things you've been putting off. Maybe it's pursuing a passion, reconnecting with loved ones, or simply taking time to appreciate the small joys of everyday life. Memento mori reminds us not to take our time for granted. It encourages us to live more authentically, to say what we mean, to love openly, and to be present in our lives. This concept also teaches us to appreciate the impermanence of life, which in turn deepens our gratitude for the moments we have. When we remember that our time is limited, we're more likely to cherish our experiences, live more mindfully, and express our gratitude for people and moments that enrich our lives. For example, instead of rushing through a meal, savor each bite, appreciating the flavors and the company. Memento mori can serve as a catalyst for growth and a deeper appreciation of life. Let it remind us to make choices that align with our deepest values, to cherish our relationships, and to savor the beauty of the present moment. When faced with a decision, ask yourself if it aligns with the life you want to look back on. Remembering that we will die one day encourages us to live more fully today. In embracing memento mori, we find a powerful reminder to live not in fear of death, but in celebration of life. Let's make every moment count, not because we're afraid of its end, but because we're in love with life itself. Let's live in a way that when our time does come, we can look back with no regrets, knowing we lived fully, loved deeply, and appreciated the incredible journey that life is. By integrating memento mori into our daily lives, we cultivate a mindset that values each moment, encourages us to act with purpose, and deepens our connections with others. This Stoic wisdom helps us navigate life's impermanence with grace and gratitude, transforming our awareness of mortality into a profound appreciation for the gift of life. Number 7. Practicing gratitude. It's fascinating how such a simple concept can have a profound impact on our lives. Practicing gratitude is about shifting our focus to what we have, rather than dwelling on what we're missing. This practice can be a real game changer, especially on those days that feel like an uphill battle. Stoics, wise as they were, had a lot to say about gratitude. They believed that happiness doesn't come from having more, but from appreciating what we already have. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the importance of focusing on the present and finding joy in the simple things. He said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This is gratitude in its purest form, recognizing the value of life itself and the many gifts it offers us each day. Seneca talked about how our desires can lead us astray, always chasing after more and never finding true satisfaction. He suggested that by focusing on what we have and understanding that the best things in life are already within our grasp, we can find real contentment. For example, consider the joy of spending time with loved ones, or the satisfaction of a job well done. These are the treasures we often overlook in our quest for more. Epictetus, known for his practical approach to Stoic philosophy, encouraged his followers to appreciate their current circumstances, whatever they might be. He believed that by accepting and finding value in our present situation, we could live a more fulfilled life. Imagine facing a challenging project at work. Instead of resenting the workload, appreciating it as an opportunity to grow and demonstrate your skills can transform the experience. But how do we practice gratitude, especially when life throws curveballs our way? It starts with making it a daily habit. Each morning or evening, take a moment to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. It could be as simple as a warm cup of coffee, conversation with a friend, or the beauty of a sunset. This practice helps to rewire our brains to focus on the positive, boosting our mood and overall outlook on life. Gratitude also means embracing the challenges and finding lessons within them. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we can ask, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in perspective can help us appreciate our experiences, both good and bad, as valuable steps on our journey. For instance, a setback at work might teach us resilience and the importance of perseverance. Moreover, practicing gratitude helps us build stronger connections with others. By expressing appreciation for the people in our lives, we not only brighten their day, but also strengthen our relationships. A simple thank you can go a long way in showing someone that they're valued and loved. Think about the last time someone sincerely thanked you. How did it make you feel? Replicating that effect can enhance our social bonds. Aristotle spoke about the importance of recognizing the good in our lives and striving for a virtuous life. He believed that gratitude was a key part of achieving eudaimonia, or true happiness, as it allows us to appreciate the goodness around us and within ourselves. Even modern psychology supports the benefits of gratitude. Studies have shown that people who practice gratitude regularly experience less anxiety, sleep better, and have a more positive outlook on life. Carl Jung said, "The word happiness would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness." By acknowledging and being grateful for the full spectrum of our experiences, we find a deeper, more authentic form of happiness. For example, after a difficult period, the appreciation for peace and calm is heightened, making the return to normalcy even sweeter. So let's make gratitude a cornerstone of our daily lives. Let's celebrate the small victories, cherish the moments of connection, and find joy in the simple pleasures. By focusing on what we have, not what we're missing, we can cultivate a sense of abundance and happiness that shines from within. Remember, it's not happiness that brings us gratitude. It's gratitude brings us happiness. Let's fill our glasses half full, raise them high, and toast to the beauty of gratitude in our lives. Cheers to finding the silver lining even on the cloudiest of days. Number 8. Focusing on personal excellence. The Stoics had a profound understanding of personal excellence. They believed that virtue is the sole good and that everything we do should aim towards living a virtuous life. Marcus Aurelius, for instance, is a prime example of someone who strived for personal excellence. He once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." This simple yet powerful statement encapsulates the essence of personal excellence. It's about embodying the values we admire and striving to live by them every day. Seneca emphasized the importance of self-improvement and learning. He advocated for a life lived in accordance with nature and reason, suggesting that true excellence comes from within and is reflected in our actions and choices. Imagine you're aiming to improve your physical health. Seneca's advice would be to focus on the process: consistent exercise, balanced nutrition, and adequate rest, rather than just the outcome. This inward focus on virtuous habits ultimately leads to personal excellence. Epictetus highlighted the role of personal responsibility in achieving excellence. He taught that our reactions, emotions, and will are within our control, and mastering them is key to living a life of virtue. For instance, when faced with criticism at work, instead of reacting defensively, you might reflect on the feedback constructively. This approach not only improves your performance, but also aligns with the Stoic principle of self-mastery. But what does focusing on personal excellence look like in our day-to-day lives? It starts with setting personal standards based on our values and aspirations, not societal expectations or the achievements of others. It's about knowing who we are, understanding our strengths and weaknesses, and taking consistent steps toward improvement. For example, if integrity is a core value, you would ensure that your actions, even when unobserved, reflect honesty and fairness. Personal excellence is also about resilience. It's about how we respond to setbacks and failures, not just our successes. Aristotle said, "Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny." This means embracing challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, rather than seeing them as obstacles. Think of a time when a project you were passionate about failed. Viewing it as a learning experience rather than a defeat can propel you toward future success. Moreover, focusing on personal excellence involves cultivating a growth mindset, a concept championed by modern psychology. It's the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. This mindset encourages us to embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks, and see effort as a path to mastery. For example, learning a new skill such as a musical instrument requires persistence and practice. Embodying the growth mindset, personal excellence also means living authentically. It's about being true to ourselves and our values, even when it's not easy. It's about making choices that reflect who we are and who we want to be, and taking pride in our journey, including the struggles and triumphs. For instance, if you value kindness, showing compassion in difficult situations, even when it's easier to react with indifference, demonstrates authenticity. Practicing gratitude, as discussed earlier, ties into personal excellence too. By appreciating what we have and where we are on our journey, we foster a positive outlook, supports our growth and well-being. For example, acknowledging the support from colleagues and loved ones can strengthen your resolve and enhance your personal and professional relationships. So let's commit to focusing on personal excellence. Let's set our own standards, embrace our unique paths, and take pride in our progress. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being proud of who we are and how we live. It's about celebrating our efforts, learning from our experiences, and always striving to be the best versions of ourselves. Together, let's make personal excellence not just a goal, but a way of life. By integrating these Stoic principles into our daily lives, we can navigate the complexities of modern life with grace and purpose, continually working towards a more virtuous and fulfilling existence. Number 9, not caring what others think. In a world saturated with social media where likes, follows, and comments often dictate our self-worth, it's easy to fall into the trap of valuing ourselves through the lens of others' opinions. But here's a liberating truth. Your worth isn't based on external validation. It's about being true to yourself, embracing your authenticity, and living in alignment with your values. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers we keep turning to for timeless wisdom, had a lot to say about this. They taught that our inner peace and freedom come from focusing on what's within our control, our actions, thoughts, our integrity, not the fluctuating opinions of others. Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, "I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, but yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinions of others." This striking observation highlights the paradox many of us live with, valuing others' judgments over our own self-assessment. Seneca echoed this sentiment by emphasizing the importance of living a life true to oneself, not one shaped by the expectations or approval of others. He believed that true contentment comes from within, from living a life that's congruent with our principles and values. Imagine you're passionate about painting, but those around you dismiss it as impractical. Seneca would advise you to pursue your passion despite the naysayers, as fulfillment comes from following your own path. Epictetus taught that worrying about others' opinions is outside our control and therefore not worth our energy. He encouraged focusing instead on our own actions and living virtuously, personally, as that's where our true power lies. For instance, if you're worried about what colleagues think of your performance, Epictetus would remind you to concentrate on doing your best work rather than stressing over their perceptions. So how can we start caring less about what others think and more about being true to ourselves? First, understand that you are the author of your life story. You have the power to define your worth, not society, not your social media followers, nor the people around you. Ground your self-esteem in who you are, the values you stand for, the kindness you spread, and the effort you put into being your best self. Second, practice self-reflection. Ask yourself, whose life am I living? Am I making choices based on my desires, or am I trying to fit into someone else's mold? Reflecting on these questions can help realign your actions with your true self. If you find that you're pursuing a career path to please your family rather than following your passion, it's time to reassess and make changes that honor your true aspirations. Third, embrace vulnerability. Being true to yourself means being open about your flaws and all. Understanding that perfection is an illusion, it's okay to be a work in progress, making mistakes and learning from them. This authenticity attracts the right people into your life, those who appreciate the real you. For example, if you're struggling with a personal issue, sharing it with trusted friends can strengthen your bond and provide genuine support. Moreover, remember the words of Aristotle, who spoke about the golden mean, finding balance in life. Applying this to our concern for others' opinions, it's about finding a healthy balance between considering constructive feedback and maintaining our autonomy and self-worth. When someone offers you constructive criticism, consider it thoughtfully, but don't let it define you. Use it as a tool for growth rather than a measure of your worth. Incorporating a Stoic mindset into our lives means understanding that our worth is determined by our virtues, our actions, and our commitment to living a meaningful life, not by external accolades or approval. It's about building a strong inner fortress that remains unshaken by the fleeting opinions of others. Let's commit to valuing ourselves for who we truly are, not for the likes, follows, or approval we receive. Let's be courageous in our authenticity, living lives that resonate with our deepest truth. Remember, your worth is inherent and unique, and by being true to yourself, you shine your light in the most genuine way possible. Let's not just navigate life, but thrive in it, with the confidence that comes from knowing we are living authentically, aligned with our values, and true to ourselves. Number 10. Accepting change. Accepting change is not just necessary, it's vital for our growth and happiness. The reality is, the only constant in life is change. Learning to go with the flow and embrace life's inevitable shifts makes navigating through them less scary and more of an adventure. The Stoics had an incredibly healthy perspective on change. They saw it as a natural part of the universe's rhythm. Marcus Aurelius said, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs." This profound acceptance of change as part of the fabric of life helps us understand that each change, whether perceived as good or bad, has its place in our story. Imagine losing a job you loved. Instead of despairing, Marcus would suggest seeing it as part of a larger destiny. potentially leading to new opportunities that better fit your needs and aspirations. Seneca taught that becoming too attached to our current circumstances can lead to disappointment, because inevitably those circumstances will change. He advised us to be flexible and to understand that change is not just a part of life, but a necessary component of our personal development and happiness. For example, if you're accustomed to a certain lifestyle and suddenly face financial challenges, Seneca's wisdom would guide you to adapt and find contentment in simpler pleasures. Epictetus encouraged us to distinguish between what we can control and what we can't. He pointed out that while we can't control external events, we can control our attitudes towards them. This mindset is incredibly empowering when it comes to dealing with change. It's about focusing on our responses, finding the opportunities for growth within the change, and moving forward with resilience. Picture a relationship ending unexpectedly. While you can't control the breakup, Epictetus would advise focusing on how you respond, perhaps by seeking personal growth and new connections. But how can we become more accepting of change? First, by acknowledging that change is inevitable. It's the natural order of things. Everything around us is in a constant state of flux. Seasons change, people come and go, and our very selves are renewing themselves as we speak. Embracing change means embracing life itself. For instance, reflecting on how the changing seasons bring different beauties and help us appreciate the inevitability of change. Second, by practicing mindfulness. Being present in the moment allows us to appreciate our current experiences without clinging to them. This awareness creates a space for acceptance when those experiences inevitably evolve or come to an end. For example, savoring a meal or a conversation without worrying about its end can deepen our appreciation and readiness for whatever comes next. Third, by seeking the lessons in change. Every shift in our lives, no matter how challenging, comes with opportunities to learn and grow. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we can ask, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in perspective can turn the challenges of change into stepping stones for personal development. Consider facing a health crisis. This situation, though difficult, might teach resilience, the importance of health, and compassion for others facing similar struggles. Aristotle spoke about the importance of pursuing a virtuous life as the key to happiness. Part of virtue is adaptability, the ability to navigate life's changes with grace and wisdom. It's about finding balance and harmony within the flux of life. Modern psychology supports this Stoic approach to change. Viewing change as an opportunity rather than a threat can significantly reduce our stress and anxiety levels. It can enhance our resilience, making us better equipped to handle whatever life throws our way. Let's remind ourselves that change is not just something to endure, but to welcome as a natural, enriching part of our journey. By accepting change, we open ourselves to new experiences, growth, and the beautiful unfolding of our unique paths in life. Remember, going with the flow isn't about passivity. It's about actively engaging with life in its full dynamic complexity. When faced with a career shift, embrace it as a chance to explore new passions and develop new skills. Let's navigate the currents of change with courage, grace, and a heart open to the endless possibilities that change brings. Each of these lessons from Stoicism isn't just ancient wisdom. They're practical life hacks that help us deal with stress, make better decisions, and find peace in chaos. It's not the challenges that define us, but the strength we find in facing them, the wisdom we gather, and the compassion we share. Each step, reflection, and act of kindness is a brushstroke in the masterpiece that is your life. Let's not just exist, let's live vibrantly, purposefully, and authentically. As we part ways today, don't let the inspiration end here. On the screen, you'll find a playlist from Stoic Quotes 365 filled with wisdom, stories, and strategies to help you navigate life's twists and turns with grace and resilience. Click on it, dive deeper, and continue sculpting the most authentic version of yourself. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Until we meet again, remember to live not just for the applause, but for the cause of being your most genuine self. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Stoic Quotes 365. Take care, and see you on the next step of our journey.